Hello and welcome. I'm a hotel AI expert, and I'm really pleased to welcome all of you, the students of Europe Hotel School, to your online learning journey. Now, in hospitality, success has always been this blend of art and science, right? The art of that personal touch and the science of just flawless execution. But what happens when we give that art a data-driven compass? Today, we're going to dive into how measurement is totally transforming hospitality sales, moving it from the world of guesswork into a really precise strategic discipline. So let's get right into it. This quote, it perfectly captures the shift we're all seeing. In an industry that's literally built on personal connections and intuition, data isn't here to replace that. No way. It's here to be a powerful amplifier. It helps us move from just reacting to what the market throws at us to actually strategically shaping our own success. And this is the million-dollar question, isn't it? Look, those gut feelings we get from experience are valuable, for sure. But relying on them alone? It's kind of like trying to navigate a new city without a map. The answer isn't to ignore our instincts, but to power them with clear, undeniable data. Now, let's be clear about something. The intuition you develop over years in this industry is incredibly powerful. But in today's landscape, it becomes almost unstoppable when you back it up with data. We're making a shift from just feeling like we know what works to actually knowing with certainty what drives results. This slide really lays it all out. We are leaving behind pure guesswork and trading it for pattern recognition. We're swapping out those reactive, on-the-fly actions for deliberate, strategic planning. And again, this isn't about removing the human element. It's about making our human touch that much smarter. Okay, so let's build on that. This next part is a subtle but, honestly, a pretty profound mindset shift. For decades, sales was often about volume, right? How many calls did you make? How many emails did you send? But now the focus is squarely on impact. And measurement is what gives us the answer. Without it, you could be putting in a ton of effort without really moving forward. Data lets us see not just the motion of our activities, but the actual momentum they're creating. It's what turns busy work into tangible results. So, how do we measure that effectiveness? Well, that's where key performance indicators, or what we call KPIs, come into play. I want you to think of them as your strategic compass, guiding every decision you make and helping you prioritize the actions that truly, truly matter. So the crucial thing here is that a KPI isn't just any old number. Your hotel might track dozens of metrics, things like website visits or social media likes, but a KPI is one of those vital few that's tied directly to a major business objective. It's like the vital sign that tells you if you're on the right path to hitting your biggest goals. Now, what's really interesting here is the balance this illustrates. If you only measure your activity, you get this false sense of productivity. But if you only measure outcomes, success becomes really hard to replicate. The real magic happens when you connect the two, when you analyze how specific efforts lead to specific results. That's where you find the formula for success. Okay, let's get a little more specific, because not all metrics are created equal. The most powerful ones, they tell a story. It's a story about your client's journey and about your team's effectiveness. They give you the crucial plot points you need to constantly refine your strategy. Your conversion rate is a vital sign of your sales health. It shows you exactly how efficiently you're turning a potential lead into a paying guest. And by tracking this at every single stage, from that first contact to the final contract, you can pinpoint exactly where your deals are picking up speed and, maybe more importantly, where they're stalling out. In hospitality, we all know that speed is service. A prompt response isn't just polite. It signals professionalism. It signals respect. In a market this competitive, being the first to respond is often the difference between winning a piece of business and losing it. Measuring your response time turns it from a nice suggestion into a real standard of excellence. But beyond just speed, you have to measure the quality of your engagement. Are people actually opening your emails? Are they interacting with your proposals? These metrics tell you if your message is really resonating or if it's just becoming noise in their inbox. High engagement means you're on the right track. Low engagement is a crystal clear signal to refine your approach. This brings us to a really critical point. Measurement isn't just about spreadsheets and strategy. At the end of the day, it's about people. When you use it correctly, data becomes one of the most powerful tools you have for coaching, for motivation, and for building a truly high-performance culture. You see, the impact of KPIs depends entirely on how they're framed. If you use them as a tool of control, they just create stress and this check-the-box mentality. But If you frame them as a tool for learning, they empower individuals, they encourage experimentation, and they shift the whole focus from just hitting a target to continuous, genuine improvement. And think about recognition. When it's driven by data, it's so much more powerful. An achievement that's backed by clear metrics isn't subjective. It's credible. It's meaningful. It validates a person's hard work, and it motivates the entire team by showing them exactly what success looks like. So, as we start to wrap up, I want to elevate this whole idea. Measurement isn't just a process you follow. It's a professional mindset. It's a commitment to excellence that ultimately becomes your most sustainable competitive advantage. So what does that mindset look like in action? Well, it's having this unyielding curiosity to understand why things work. It's the discipline to trust the process, not just your gut. And it's this relentless drive to constantly improve, making sure every single action aligns with the larger strategy.
So here's the bottom line. The numbers themselves are not the end goal. The data, the charts, the reports, they're all just the catalyst. Their true purpose, their real power, is to inspire smarter, more strategic, and more effective action. As you all move forward in your careers, this is going to be your challenge, but it's also your greatest opportunity. The data will provide the map. It's up to you to use that insight to lead, to innovate, and to inspire excellence. Thank you.